Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Tuesday, December 12th, 2023. This is my pre-market report. People, it's just about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In about half of an hour, this widely expected consumer price index report is going to come out. It's going to be another absolutely false, fake piece of propaganda, and we'll talk about that later. The market is waiting right now. It's a joke in my view on hearing this inflationary report, and it's just going to be more nonsense. Nothing is real in this environment. I don't have to tell you. None of you out here believe the data. It's all fake. I mean, the Bureau of Labor Statistics themselves admitted months ago that the data is all made up. Like we need any proof for that. Anyway, so we'll see how that plays out, and we will talk about that later. So tomorrow is the big day here for the Federal Reserve, their monetary policy announcement. You have no idea how much it sickens me that we have to sit here and have our lives dictated to us by a private entity. The Federal Reserve, people, you know this already, is no more federal than Federal freaking Express. And meanwhile, these things, they're not human, in my view. They have not a single human quality. Get to dictate our lives to us. They get to dictate monetary policy. They run the economy. They run the markets. They run the financial system. How can we be free? How can any person on this earth be free if we are all living under the rulership of these institutions here that are working together to destroy every single one of us, people? How many of you believe, honestly, that it's an accident that we are seeing inflation skyrocket all over the world? You think this is maybe just by accident or a coincidence? No. This is what central banks have set up by creating this environment here, fueling the world with trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt, buying it all. This is massively inflationary. You're not allowed to know that. If you and I knew that eventually we would see what we're seeing now, are you trying to tell me, a single one of you, that the central bankers, they had no idea? I'll tell you something else. This little guy knew it too. I brought Coco on for you. Look at him. Right, Coco? You know. You've been asking for Coco. Well, here he is. He's mellow today. He's kind of tired, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, let's forget about Coco for a moment here. The fact of the matter is, everything that we're seeing here, as you well know, has been well thought out, planned, designed, and now executed. And we haven't seen anything yet. I'm going to tell you one more time in case you have missed any of my videos over the last few weeks. 2024, people, is going to be the pinnacle of pinnacles. We are going to see things that you're not going to believe. Yesterday, I don't know how many of you caught this, but right now, the U.S. debt is $34 trillion. It's going up right now at a pace of $250 billion per month. So every 4 months on average, and this is going to accelerate, we're going to add $1 trillion worth of more debt on the back of every single one of us. And of course, as we have discussed as of late, and I want you to be ready for this, people, they're going to prop this thing up, this entire freak show like you can't believe, by increasing asset purchases like there's no tomorrow, by buying more assets, by buying more debt. That's where we're going here. You're going to see the 10-year yield drop below 4%. You're going to see the stock market skyrocket. We are hitting new record highs across the board. Count on it. And that's going to present awesome opportunities for us to get into suppressed assets at massively discounted prices. I'm telling you, that's the way it's going to play out. In my view, especially here with regard to commodities, gold and silver. Eventually, people, this is all going to turn around, and you all know that. The environment remains risk on. period. And I've been telling you this for I don't know how long. This is probably the most hated bull market in history. But if we understand, you and I, what's going on, what the goal here is of central banks, and that is to continue to inflate on a scale that we can't even imagine moving forward. Where do you think this market's going in the shorter run? In the longer run, this thing is coming apart like you can possibly believe. I mean, this is a setup to an end. They're going to take down this system in such a dramatic way that, again, people's heads are going to spin around like the freaking exorcist, like I tell you all the time. And then those people who have no idea what's going on, as usual, they're going to sit there and go, what happened? It's all a setup here. The pump is now, and then will come the dump. Central banks, none more so than the Fed, are willing to sacrifice everything for their one goal, and that is to become the lenders and buyers of last resort. That means they must inflate on a scale that no one has ever dreamt of before. And it's going to be interesting, especially tomorrow, because we're going to get the Federal Reserve's monetary policy announcement tomorrow. I don't care what they do. It doesn't matter what they do, because in the longer run, we know what they're going to do, and that is they're going to be cutting rates here so they can, again, fulfill their destiny, their end game, their goal of owning the entire freaking world. These institutions have the power to add digits to a screen and buy anything they want. We, the people, I guess, have given these institutions that power. And our politicians, all of them, work for the central banks. They don't want you in cryptocurrencies. Oh, no. They don't even want you in gold or silver. They want you in dollars. That should tell you something. 99% of our so-called lawmakers, the policymakers out here, are so-called representatives, that we have to get down on our hands and knees and worship. They only want you in dollars. That should tell you something here. Why do you think they parade people out like Jamie Dimon, the CEO of probably the most powerful bank in the world? I'm talking about J.P. Morgan. I'm talking about Jamie Dimon here, to try to convince you that you should only be in dollars. And you remember what he said recently? That the government should ban cryptocurrencies because they are used to fund terrorism, to fund drugs. But what he won't tell you, what no politician will tell you, is it's the U.S. dollar. That is the number one way that terrorism is funded. Obviously, I mean, we could go off on that too if you want. And obviously, drug deals and everything else. It's the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is not cryptocurrencies, which are not widely held by a large margin here. It's the U.S. dollar. But that's what they're going to do. And that's what you can expect tomorrow with the Fed FOMC meeting. More distractions, more distortions of the truth here, more deceptions on a grand scale. And of course, look, this should all make sense to you, because this is what we have predicted is going to happen. And people, listen to your own intellect. Don't listen to Greg Mannarino. All right, forget about me. Listen to your own. What's your own intellect telling you? Your God-given gift. Okay, we all have it, as to where we're going, where this is all eventually going to end up. It should be pretty obvious. It's obvious to me here. The world today is in the most dangerous place it's been since I can't remember a time or even dream of a time where we've been in such a bad spot. With wars, expanding wars, funding for wars about to hit highs that you can't even believe moving forward. But remember what they said on the front page of Market Watch. Was it yesterday or the day before? Oh, yes. The American people, they don't like to fund these wars, but it is creating jobs here in the United States. So maybe we should create more war, kill more people. Oh, yes, so people can have their jobs. It's a war economy, all right now. It's all about splattering blood and guts as far as they can. And that's where we're going here. Much more war, much more death, much more pain, much more suffering, much more propping up of the stock market here. It's not going to stop until we see an eventual meltdown in the debt market, which is going to happen, people. You know this better than anybody else. And we're planning for that, all right, by exposing ourselves to assets that are risk off. For example, gold and silver. Silver, my favorite asset of all time. Commodities in aggregate, and yes, cryptocurrencies as well. And the market. I'm looking to get longer. I'm telling you how I'm going to play this tomorrow, okay? If, in fact, the market drops, or if the market goes up, I'm buying. I'm buying this market, okay? As long as they keep risk at bay, looking at the 10-year yield, which is down this morning. Let's cover that real quick. Stock futures are higher right now, pretty much across the board. Nothing dramatic, but higher nonetheless. Gold and silver are catching a bid. The dollar is weaker. Cryptos are catching a bid this morning. Crude oil under a little pressure. I don't care what they do with this stuff. With regard to crude oil, it's going higher. It's in this very long, drawn-out bottoming phase right now. It's going to turn around. There's no doubt about it. Again, the dollar is a dying asset, along with central bank issued currencies. They're dismantling the system, people. You know that. And the eventual meltdown that is going to occur is going to be like nothing that has ever been seen before in the history of the world. Why are they doing this? Again, they need something dramatic to occur so they can issue in their new tokenized system. Completely digital, cross-border, trans-world system. One world system, by the way, in case you don't know. All right, just real quick, I want to show you Coco one more time. Hi, Coco. Say hello. Look, you're on camera. All right, people, look. This guy here loves you a lot from the heart. I mean that. Please share the video. Get it out there. Comment. I will see you later, 4:05 Eastern time, to discuss the CPI report, whatever propaganda that they want to throw at us. I don't care what they do. Like I always tell you, people, we got this. We can't be beaten. In my view, it's impossible. All right. Love you a lot. See you later.